Hello, my name is Jasmine Morales, and I am here to talk about adoption and should you meet your birth parents, just my opinion on it. Alright, so this is my beautiful family. Not everyone in my family is pictured there, but I do have my grandma in that picture, which is extremely special and important to me because she's with all of her grandchildren. Okay, so I chose adoption because I have a older cousin. His name is Ricky, and he's pictured there with his daughter Joy. And we recently found out that he was adopted, and it doesn't really make or break anything. It hasn't changed anything just because he is not genetically related to us. Doesn't make a difference. We all love him the same, and we don't treat him any differently because of it, which is something that's super special and significant about adoption. So a lot of times adults will seek out their adoptive parents because they feel like there is something, or not their adoptive parents, their bio parents, because there is something missing in them and they just want to find out where they came from and who their biological parents were and why maybe they do the things that they do that's a little different from their adoptive parents. And they will do this as adults because they have a more mature understanding. Okay, so a lot of children will be abandoned by their biological parents and become orphans. Obviously not from choice, but a lot of times biological parents don't realize how much of a responsibility having a child can be, and they decide to choose the adoption route, or they simply abandon the kids, which isn't fair. The kids never asked for that. Number one rule is child safety, so a lot of times it's not fair, but if a child is living in poor conditions, a social worker or something alike will take the child away from the biological parents and put them into a system where maybe they will find more suitable parents and a loving home, which is what every child deserves to have in their life. So piggybacking back to the fact if you should meet your biological parents or not, I personally think it's all based on circumstance. If you're not the best person, maybe you're not making really good decisions around your child, then I think it is for the better that your child does get put into adoption, because hopefully they will be put into a better home where they will be loved and cared for, like I said before. Not all adoption stories are terrible. A lot of times they are just put in for because a parent wasn't capable of raising at the time a child, so they decide to put the child up for adoption, and they do end up finding a nice home. In this instance, when a parent made the responsible decision to put a child up for adoption, I do think that it is right for for that child to look for their biological parents. Because of this situation, it's not, maybe when they're older, they will realize, like, oh, my parents didn't have the capacity to take care of me before. But in the instance when the parent wasn't fit to be a parent and had the child taken away from them, then I think it would do more harm than good for a child to seek out their biological parent. Lots of times there will be the bio parents will try to seek out the child and take them away from their adoptive families, which is not fair. It again does more harm than good. Lots of times this will cause resentment in the child, and they will feel like something is missing from them, and it's again not fair for them, but it is something that they do have to deal with and grow up with. I think all adoptive kids all orphans deserve to be adopted. It is a beautiful thing if they can find a family to care for them and love them. And again, piece together that family. I do think more families need to really think about adopting a kid. There are so many kids out there that have been in horrible situations, but it's all based on situation. And yeah, that is the end of my presentation.